Checking out Brooklyn, they haven't competed at the level they'd like over the last week or so. Just one win in 5 games. One of the guys we're going to see tonight is Brook Lopez. Last season, a little bit of a bumpy ride, and he spent the last few years battling injuries. But he showed he can still be an impact big man, Shaq.
Yeah, Ernie started off slow, like you just alluded to, but he was terrific down the stretch, and he got better as the season wore on. Still very versatile. He can score on the low post. He's very, very fundamentally sound, like this big guy's game.
Yeah, I like his game, but I do want to see his rebounding improve.
Stop
I'm serious. You know what I call a guy who averages under 10 rebounds?
He can't do it all.
He can't be a power forward center if you average under 10 rebounds.
That's because he's running the court. He's running the court.
No, you got to get 10 rebounds or more if you want to do. You got to dominate in the paint. A guy like you telling me he doesn't dominate in the paint and you don't mind that?
Yeah, you're giving him a pass on that?
You let him to run the floor and stay and shoot jump shots? I cannot believe you didn't just say,
come on,
give
Shaq.
The big man the ball in the paint and let him dominate.
Yeah, let him score.
Right.
Everybody else can get the rebounds.
He say he got to give me 28 and 10.
No,
can't give you 28 and 10 from shooting jump shots.
I like this guy. 28 and 6 is good for him.
28 and 6.
He'll give you that.
That's
6.
a small forward, not a center.
All right.
6 rebounds.
A tip-off is fast approaching. Let's send it to Kevin Harlan.
Shooting guard position, 6 feet 7 inches, number 21, in the middle, standing 6'11", number 11, Ace Kanter. Starting at power forward, 6 feet 10 inches, number 9, Zach White. At the other guard position, at 6 foot 3 inches, number 0, Russell Westbrook. The other forward, standing 6 foot 8, number 35, Kevin Durant. The head coach of your home team. Let's hear it for your Seattle team.
Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Doris Burke will be reporting from the sidelines. Last outing for the Nets, it was a loss to the Celtics.
And when things started to go wrong for them in that game, boy, did they ever go wrong. They just could never get back on track in that game.
Greg, the problem to me was no consistency. Anytime they strung together a couple of baskets, they couldn't build on it.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Jarrett Jack is out there with Wayne Ellington. Then it's Bargnani. Then it's Johnson. And it's Lopez in at the 5. Roman the paint. And so for Seattle, their last game, a loss to the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, not a very inspired performance for them, particularly when they were defending. They just gave that hostile crowd plenty to cheer for.
Yeah, they allowed a lot of free runs to the hoop, a lot of open jump shots, and in the end, the opponent's shooting percentage was through the roof. You can't win if your defense isn't better than that.
And guys, looking at Jarrett Jack, one word comes to mind: professional. I mean, he's as solid as they come. Tough, capable, experienced, and he proved it all again last season.
Here's Westbrook, and he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
Now here is Jack. 11 points for him in that last game against Boston. Stolen by Kanter. Durant attacking.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
Shot by Jack. Wide open, and not a good shot for him. They can get better looks than that. Guys, we've seen some excellent offensive output.
Yes, sir, fellas. They've had it going on big time.
Yeah, great momentum for them offensively.
4 straight makes out of the gate. That's a sweet start.
Here's Jack following the basket by Russell Westbrook. And the shot is good from Johnson. Johnson's got 5 now.
And I tell you what, anytime you get those easy ones, that basket starts to get bigger.
Over to the wing, and stolen by Ellington. Johnson, the pass to Ellington. From 10 feet out, Lopez, no luck. For Seattle, they've gone 4 of 4 to start. So a nice offensive rhythm to start here. And Kevin Durant with the slam.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander. Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Here's Roberson. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Utah Jazz, and that one's good.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
Shots good from Bargnani.
Boy, he picked him out brilliantly with that feed inside.
Seattle leading by 3. Westbrook drives in. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Westbrook's got 6.
I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense if he's got the A game rolling tonight.
Bargnani, a screen on Westbrook. Here's Jack. Shot is off. Seattle goes the other way with it. This game against Brooklyn here, it's their first look at the Nets.
And it wasn't a matchup they fared well in last year, as they just couldn't figure this team out.
0-2 for them in this matchup last year, Greg. Both teams fighting every second of the way, trying to push into the playoffs in their respective conferences. Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see them operating a lot of their offense from the interior today.
Here's Johnson. Can't get it to go. Great D that time from Westbrook. Moving it up. And Kevin Durant with the slam.
It's been about tempo and pace with this group, and it's led to a huge advantage in fast break points.
Greg, it's really the main reason they're in front. All that early offense. I mean, when they've had the chance to push it, they've pushed it.
Nets were pretty far back from relevance at times last season, as we saw. It took a late season hot streak for them, Greg, to get into the playoff picture.
Yeah, and that was a neck-and-neck race with the Pacers right till the very end. Not exactly what they had in mind at the start of the season, but they did pull through.
And, you know, for the Nets, they ended up being bounced out of the first round, fell to the #1 seed Hawks. They put up a good fight against Atlanta and made the series interesting, but still came up short.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one misses.
And for the Nets in the postseason, they did have a good showing despite that early exit. Many people expected the Hawks to sweep, but they took them to 6 games and capped what was an interesting year for Brooklyn overall.
Catching up on the changes for Seattle. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. Mitch McGary comes in for Serge Ibaka. Nick Collison's checked in for Kevin Durant. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Roberson.
Not a typical trip to the line for him there. He had been knocking them down today.
Collison kicks to Augustine. And here's Westbrook from the arc. That's his 4th basket of the game, and he's only taken 4 shots, off to a good start.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
Here's Sloan. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Sloan, guarded by Augustine. Sloan, that's good.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
To the wing right side. They set the screen. Here's Adams. The basket is good. The assist from Augustine.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Here's Sloan. McGarry with the steal. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
Seattle shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight.
And really, they haven't been able to differentiate themselves from the free throw line on the season at about 76%.
And the first one at the line is good. Both free throws good from Augustine.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Westbrook against Jack. Got a piece of it. He dishes it to Robinson. Uses both hands to slam it down.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam. You're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. Now here is Augustine. Last game he had 10 points. Adams dishes to Augustine. The basket's coming early and often in the first quarter. Seattle leads by 7. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. And Kevin Durant, former MVP, still feels like he has room to grow, and he gives us some insight into that philosophy.
I think it's another level I can go to. You know, always can be better. That's how I look at things. Teammates need me more than ever now. Coaches need more from me, so I got to dig deep and see where I can find it from.
Well, the will seems to be there, Greg, but Kevin Durant seems surrounded by uncertainty. Can he get back and stay healthy for the entire season? How does he work with his new coach? Where does he really want to be?
You know, the truth is, no one but Kevin knows the answers to those questions. And quite frankly, he may not know right now what those answers are. He's a very unique and introspective kind of guy, as we all saw when he accepted that MVP award a couple years ago. So let's just stay tuned on this one.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Seattle. Guys?
You know, it's been about how solid they've been offensively here, really tuned in with one another.
Good ball movement, and it's paid off on the scoreboard.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So for Brooklyn now, Young is out there with Johnson. Then it's Brook Lopez. Then there's Wayne Ellington. And it's Sloan in at the point.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
First free throw is good. And guys, Serge Ibaka's production was just a little off last season. We're not talking, you know, big number changes. We're talking small dips in a number of categories.
Well, one category where he did really fall off, though, Kevin, was field goal percentage. A career 53% shooter, he dropped down to 47.
Cantor checked in for Seattle. And both free throws good for Serge Ibaka.
And getting back to Ibaka, everything changed for him the minute Kevin Durant was lost last season. I mean, defenses could focus on him, and he was the Thunder's only front court scoring threat. And as much as he's improved on offense, he still has neither the flexibility nor skill set to be a guy that can be considered a first or second option offensively.
Seattle leading by 7. There's the lob to the hoop, and Kevin Durant with the slam.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Guys, this one is threatening to get really ugly.
Here's Sloan. Kevin Durant picking up that last basket. Screen by Young. Johnson, the pass to Lopez. Stolen by Durant. Here's Roberson. Ellington grabs the miss.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
You know, talking about Ibaka, last season was good for his growth. I mean, he got a taste of what it's like to be the first or second scoring option rather than an afterthought. Now it's up to him to take that experience and convert it into improvement.
And Augustine kicks to Roberson. Cantor inside. Lopez covering. And Cantor throws it down.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
Nets trail by 9. And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
And, you know, obviously, you know, there's some things out there he does not like and wants to talk it over.
Well, Greg, you've played and you envision yourself as a coach as well. So, you know, sometimes you need to make some adjustments.
Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Hey, Kevin. During that last break, I heard Lionel Hollins as he addressed his team. He made no mistake that their plan was to run their offense through Johnson. Coach is looking for him to take on a lot of responsibility when they've got the ball, to be a leader at the offensive end. Well, Coach not wasting any time in tweaking the game plan. We'll see if it makes a difference as we approach halftime, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris. And Kevin Durant with the slam.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it, too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
And that one's good. And that's now 9 points for Joe Johnson.
That mid-range jumper is just another one of his weapons.
Here's Lopez, and you know that's going to be goaltending, guys, so that's a free basket right there.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Screened by Ibaka. And Augustine kicks to Ibaka. And down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
Nets trail by 9. And Greg, how about DJ Augustine on the roller coaster ride last season, beginning in Detroit, ending up in a very creditable position with the Oklahoma City Thunder?
And a lot of that was because Jennings was so inconsistent for Stan Van Gundy last year, even so much so that he started starting Augustine. And this was just a small part of the turmoil for Detroit last season.
Seattle leading by 7. And Roberson kicks to Ibaka to the paint. Here's Durant, and another basket for Seattle.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas. So back to DJ Augustine. It's the middle of last year, and he and Jennings are practically splitting time at the point. Then Jennings goes down with an Achilles injury, and it looks like Augustine will take over full-time duty. Nope, the Pistons trade Augustine to Oklahoma City for Reggie Jackson.
For Seattle, they've gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second quarter. Durant kicks to Roberson. Ibaka against Bargnani. Ibaka, no luck.
You know, one thing about the Augustine Jackson trade last year, it didn't help either the Thunder or the Pistons make the playoffs. It's just so hard to integrate a new player into your system that far into the season, especially when that player is a point guard. So a wild ride for Augustine.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
And I say, hey, if it keeps working, go to it. Stay with it. I mean, until the defense responds and provides more resistance, keep making them pay.
Now, here's Ellington. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Boston. Misfires after coming off the pick.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
Tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
Ah, that's bringing it down hard. Clark
Yes,
bringing it down
sir.
hard,
Yes,
my
sir.
brother.
Yes, sir.
Symbolic there as well of the effort here tonight.
Most of the time, that shot will go down. Boy, the defenders have to make sure they tag it.
Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Guys, this one is threatening to get really ugly.
Here's Sloan. Johnson outside. Just 5 on the clock. Lopez left side. The Nets need to get a shot off here. Bargnani, and they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Big group substitution here for Seattle. Adams, he's checked in for Cantor. McGarry comes in for Serge Ibaka. Nick Collison's checked in for Kevin Durant. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Roberson. And a new group in for the Nets. Robinson's checked in for Lopez. Young comes in for Bargnani. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Johnson. And Jarrett Jack is subbed in for Wayne Ellington.
That's his second personal foul.
For Seattle, they have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts.
Taking 2 shots.
All start now, gentlemen. 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And Russell Westbrook drops them both.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
Boy, it certainly appears to be the case, Greg. I mean, they've spent a lot of time at the foul line this quarter, and that's the result of attacking the rim and being physical.
Here's Sloan. Outside Jack. Looking to end the run. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
Yeah, great concentration there, Greg. Hung in there. He didn't let that contact throw him off at all. Stayed focused on the rim, knew he was going to get hit, and still was able to finish.
The Nets have gone 1 of 3 at the line here. Free throw drops for Jack. Westbrook, no good. So we've reached the end of the first half of play. Seattle ahead. They lead by 12. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, I'm here with Russell Westbrook. And Russell, how confident are you that regardless of what defender you see in front of you, you can get what you want?
Very confident. I have a lot of confidence in myself. I put a lot of work in the summertime, and I'm very confident.
Russell, thank you so much. Kevin, hard work pays off.
Thank you so much, Doris. Great interview as always. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back with the second half of basketball shortly.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Ernie Johnson along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It was all Russell Westbrook in the first quarter. He had 11 points, 2 assists, and 1 rebound. And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway. Kevin Harlan has the call.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. Russell Westbrook really making a difference here.
Yeah, he's played just a smart game overall offensively, looking for and finding the gaps in the defense, and also terrific shot selection.
Greg, that's exactly what we're talking about when we talk about being efficient as an offensive player. Fully on display there with him.
We've got Durant. Ibaka is out there with Enes Kanter. Then there's Russell Westbrook. And it's Roberson in at the shooting guard position. That's the lineup in the game for Seattle. That's out of bounds. Seattle will retain possession.
Yeah, that's a super defensive play. If that gets through, no doubt they score.
And that's why he sold out for it, because he knew he had to make that play. He wasn't going to let them get the advantage.
And who could forget the tear that Westbrook went on last season? I mean, after the All-Star break, it was just triple-double after triple-double.
And the foul called on Joe Johnson. That's his first foul. Seattle leading by 10. And Westbrook, here we go. And Kanter wide open. He shoots. That's good. And a nice assist from Durant. Durant's got his third assist on the night. And the Nets shooting the ball really well in this game, 58%. Lopez, a screen on Westbrook. Lets a floater go. And another shot. Stolen by Kanter. Here's Roberson. Defended by Bargnani. Robertson dishes to Westbrook. Pass to Cantor. Durant for three. The shot no good. Excellent D there by Johnson. And Durant sends it back.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
And Ibaka slams it in.
And the lead just grows on that ridiculous offensive sequence.
You know, Clark, that dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Yeah, that just added more to it.
And you know, guys, right now they're starting to flatline, just hanging on here for dear life.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
You know, it's interesting. It really had been mostly a cordial relationship between Durant and the media up until last season. And then at the All-Star break, I mean, he had some biting remarks.
Durant's comments during the All-Star break about the media, he might have been right with some of his comments. I don't know, though, that he really was happy that they came out the way they did.
I agree with you there, Kevin. I mean, he made it clear that he doesn't view the media as all that friendly, though.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Hi, Kevin. I was able to hear the advice Lionel Hollins gave to his team during that last break. He went over the offensive game plan and that it hinges on running through Lopez. Coach has a lot of faith in him offensively and let his players know it, insisting that he be at the forefront of what they do at that end of the court from here on out. Coach was not wasting any time in altering their strategy here in the second half, and Kevin, he's going to have to hope those changes take effect quickly.
And thank you, Doris. Seattle leading by 12. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Lopez with the block. And here is Ellington taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
Johnson, the pass to Jack. That's good, and it's Johnson with the assist. Jack's got 5 now.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
Nets trail by 12. Passes to Johnson. Shoots from 14. Seattle grabs the miss. Ibaka's got his 4th rebound in this one.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Westbrook against Jack. And Cantor pulls it down. Cantor's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. He feeds it to Durant. To the middle. And Ibaka slams it in.
Excellent vision by Durant out there. What a nice pass.
Johnson with it. He's got 9. No good from Bargnani.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
And pushing it up, here's Seattle, and that one's good. And 12 points for Serge Ibaka.
A great assist. Nice work from Russell Westbrook.
Jack against Westbrook. Lopez kicks to Johnson. There's a good screen. He's looking for Lopez and finds him. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Lopez has got 12.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Johnson can't hit.
I think it's going to be tough for them to trim this deficit if he keeps missing those kinds of shots, Kevin. I mean, they need his points.
Here's Robertson. Ellington defending. Stolen by Bargnani. And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. That's good, and the Seattle lead is cut down to 12 on the bucket from Ellington.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
No one near Westbrook as he lets it go. cans the shot with nobody near him.
And just a little bit ragged defensively there, Clark.
A lot of ferocious dunkers in the NBA, but what could you say about Westbrook as maybe the top dunker right now on that list?
Well, the ferocity, the tenacity. I mean, he's almost angry when he takes it to the basket the way he does. I think that's part of what makes him so special.
Timeout called the Nets.
And, you know, with Westbrook, it fits right in with how he plays. I mean, he is relentless when he goes at the rim and takes out any contact he felt on the way to get there.
Some changes for Seattle. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Cantor. McGarry comes in for Serge Ibaka. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Roberson. A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Robinson's checked in for Lopez. Young comes in for Bargnani. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Joe Johnson. And Donald Sloan subbed in for Wayne Ellington. Robinson sets a screen for Jack. Loses the defender with the screen and drills the jumper. Jack's got his third basket of the night.
And one last note, guys, about Westbrook. He dunks on purpose. I mean, last season he said that he dunked so hard to discourage any defender from blocking his shot or even contesting him.
Now here is Jack, following the miss by Russell Westbrook. Here's Robinson. Misses off the left iron. Seattle leading by 12. Augustine dishes to Adams. For three. Westbrook, no good.
He's still looking for his first three-pointer of the second half after making just one in the first.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Sloan. Good, and Jack gets the assist. Sloan's got it back down to single digits for the Nets.
Consistency all game long. He's going to continue, I think, to have to take it over to get them back in the game.
And Augustine kicks to Durant. Baseline J on the way, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Durant's got 12 points in the game. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Seattle leads by 11. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Seattle leading by 11, and Brooklyn looking who they've got. Hollis Jefferson is out there with Donald Sloan. Then it's Young, then it's Thomas Robinson, and it's Lopez in at the 5 down low. And so it's Brooklyn with it, following the miss by Russell Westbrook. Robinson, that's good.
Boy, this game has really started to heat up. I didn't think it could get any more high scoring than it already was.
Well, I tell you what, I don't mind it. You don't either, it sounds like. Good offense is entertaining, and that's exactly what we're getting.
Here's Roberson, following the basket by Thomas Robinson. Only one man back on D. Here's Hollis Jefferson, rejected by Collison. The pass to Hollis Jefferson. Back to Robinson. Shot clock at 6. Picked away. And here's the fast break. Durant leading the way.
Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
Nets trail by 11. Robinson a screen on Westbrook. Screen by Young. Sloan passes to Robinson. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Dishes it to Lopez. Scores the bucket. He's 7 for 11 and continues to look good.
I mean, he is tearing the defense apart, and let's face it, they have not brought their A game on that side of the ball.
Seattle calls timeout.
Brook Lopez, guys, started the season as the starting center for the Nets last year, but it didn't end up that way.
Lopez ended up coming off the bench for the Nets for a stretch last season. There was a lot of debate, Clark, if that was the right role for him.
Kevin, clearly there were differing opinions because as soon as it happened, every GM called Brooklyn up to see if Lopez was available.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, over the break, I listened in on Billy Donovan's huddle. His advice clear-cut. I want to see you playing to win, not playing not to lose. I don't care what the lead is. We do not back off.
It is so hard to contain him. He just seems to get it done however he has to do it.
Johnson outside. Back to Lopez. Shoots from 12. The shot is off. Seattle goes the other way with it. At one point, they led by 16. And at home for the next game, it'll be Detroit pulling into town. That'll be the latter half of this two-game homestand. Nets trail by 11. Ball's knocked loose. Westbrook with the steal. And now Westbrook pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
And with that speed, once he took off, the D just had no chance of getting back.
Well, I think they did the right thing. I mean, just give up the 2 points and move forward. Hey, discretion is the better part of valor sometimes. Write that one down, game players. Discretion is the better part of valor.
Seattle leading by 13. Durant just inside the line, and they cash in right away with the quick shot.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of them.
Tipped away. Westbrook with the steal. And now the fast break. Westbrook with the ball. Throws down the breakaway jam.
And it's all one-way traffic tonight, boy. They have been lights out offensively.
And there's no telling how big that lead's going to get, but again, it's just one game, but nonetheless a very impressive one, the way they've handled their business here.
There's the dish to Adams. Good. Nice assist from Westbrook. Westbrook's got 5 assists in the game. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for Seattle.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
Here's Sloan. Buries the long-range jumper.
You might not think of him as a laser three-point shooter, but that shot was there for him, and he had to take it.
That's good.
Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well.
Seattle leading by 14. And Roberson kicks to Adams. Lopez with the steal. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Ellington leading the charge.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
It's Ibaka. That time on the assist by Durant. 14 points for Serge Ibaka. We all know about Durant's injury last season. Strange because he was the model of health pretty much before that.
He really was. I mean, just rarely missed extended time. And factor in, he, along with Westbrook, 2 guys who have been really the model of durability. Health is something he nor the fans will ever take for granted again.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. They're behind by 16. There's a minute 40 left in the fourth quarter. Cantor checked in for Seattle. And a change for the Nets. Jack's checked in. Here is Ellington. Lopez a screen. Shot's good from Bargnani.
You know, a quick note about Kevin Durant and his ability to stay on the floor. Prior to last season, he played in 97%. Whoa! Is there another player out there capable of moves as stunning as that?
A handful at the most. He is an elite company.
You know, he's got that it factor, no doubt about it. He causes excitement just by walking in the building.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay. And that one's good by Lopez.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
Nets trail by 14. Here's Johnson, and Durant sends it back. Jack with the three. The shot is off. Westbrook with the nice D there.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for Seattle.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, Clark, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Well, it's more than luck, Kevin. I think the shot selection was good, too.
And now, for the year, this is going to take him to 7 wins.
And when you play a team twice like these two will this season, always nice to win the first one as they'll go up 1-0 in the season series against the Nets.
A fantastic show. And what an amazing all-around game it was for Kevin Durant. Every time there was a big possession or a big play, he was a major contributor. Just a great all-around game. And they feel good about this win tonight, guys, defending their home court.
I agree. Job well done. They gave these fans exactly what they wanted.
The shot's good from Lopez. Here's Westbrook. Misses, and he wants that one back.
Man, that is a missed opportunity right there.
And he'll be the first to tell you, Greg, that's one he should have knocked down.
So no problem for Seattle as they get the win. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, and I thought good execution really played a big part throughout.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Russell, how important was getting this win here at home following that road trip?
It's huge, man. Coming off a loss last night, a tough one, and it's a great win for us. Got back in front of our home crowd, and we played great.
Great job bouncing back, Russell. Thanks for your time. Guys?
All right, Doris, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. Now time to send you over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson for the postgame show with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Without further ado, let's present to you our Jordan player of the game, Kevin Durant. He delivered quite a star performance. Not uncommon, as we've seen him have this sort of terrific night many times.
This was vintage Kevin Durant we saw tonight, fellas. Just tearing it up. He's got the most diverse set of skills out there from an offensive standpoint. There isn't anything he can't do. And defensively, he can do it as well. It's almost impossible to count all the ways Kevin Durant helps his team.
His accuracy from the field was pretty eye-catching. I mean, if he was shooting the ball, it was going in. You rarely see a performance like this with this crazy high shooting percentage. Wow.
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for this evening. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson saying good night, and we'll see you again soon, but not soon enough.